Hello, welcome all our friends, followers, and people who were forced to watch this at gunpoint.
Oh, that's a lot of people.
Majority of the fan base.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Nick Tendo. With me as always.
Dan Tendo. Today I'm just Dan. I'm just a
Oh,
normal
just
everyday guy today.
today we might dox you because we're gonna do everything according to the US Postal Service. We're here
Yes.
to celebrate You've Got Mail, because guess what? We've got mail today.
We've got your mail.
And we are spelling it the way you
We
think. Male. We've got your mail.
so it's your
right here.
dad, it's your brother, it's your son. We got them all.
We got him. If it's a man, we've got him, and he's ours. So, yeah, it's our mail episode. It's a big one.
So today, like we asked our friends in our whole social media, we said, "Hey, send us all your questions. We're finally going to do an episode dedicated to a mailbag. Like we're just going to
Finally.
answer." I don't think we've done that in a while, or even took any questions for a while.
I don't think we have, so I think it's time. Like
I think it's
we
time.
need to.
So when we come back, we're going to just bombard you with all this mail. You're not going to be able to shred it. We're going to know your social. We're going to know your middle name, your confirmation
Credit
name,
card.
your
Where
credit
you're
card.
from.
We already got it.
Your bills. We're gonna go through your trash.
We're gonna stick around. This is a mailbag episode, so we might even talk about postal workers in video games. I don't know.
We just might. Who knows?
We might. So we'll be right back after this. So stick around.
You've got mail.
It looks like your letters are already pouring in.
You think I'm going to email him?
Oh, it can be about anything.
I'm not going to write him. Is that what you're worried about?
I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
So what's his handle?
You number one.
Do you think we should meet?
What are your thoughts on like old people going to movies? Like, do you think they should go like unattended or?
I'm confused. Like, are we worried about them passing in the theater?
You're not gonna fucking believe what happened to me recently.
No,
I had
stop again?
another moment happen to me. So I was
Maybe.
going to the
Okay, so this does strike me as
Yes.
I don't know this, right? Okay, that's
no.
fine.
So I'm going to the movies. You know how when you go in that one like hallway right before the actual theater, it's like a dimly lit hallway.
Yes.
So it's like the walkway into the theater.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the movies and I walk into this like dimly lit hallway, and some old lady is like walking, like kind of feeling the wall. I'm not really sure which. She turned around and looked at me, and I thought maybe she thought I was like her son. So I walk past her, and all I hear is, "How do you get out of here?"
Oh no, that's crazy. Wait.
So I turn around. I'm like, "What do you mean?" The hallway is like 10 feet long. It's dimly lit, so it's like you can clearly see the light coming from the actual theater.
And
She's like,
you know how hallways work. There's an end and a beginning, and all the doors in the middle are just moving.
"Oh, not to her. It was like an escape room."
Not to her.
She was like, "How do you get out of here?" And I turned and I was like, "Huh?" I really was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "It's right here, the exit." She's like, "I can't see in here." Like, it was wild that I was so baffled. I said, like, in my brain, I'm like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, who let you out?"
Did you help her?
No, I actually
What did
didn't.
you do?
I just kept walking. I kept walking. I go to my seat, right? And maybe I'm not even shitting you. 5 minutes later, I see her coming.
No,
Like
you
come
could have
into
helped her.
come into the theater, and she's slowly walking up the steps, and I'm like, "Please don't be in my aisle." So of course she's in my aisle. So the story isn't as crazy as the other times because she was like 7 or 8 seats away, and somebody wound up sitting between us. But the movie I was seeing also was Blue Beetle, and it did,
You
she
saw
didn't
Blue
she
Beetle?
didn't look like she was seeing Blue Beetle unattended. Though it seems like she could have easily been like super racist. Like, why is there a bunch of Latinos on the screen?
This is bizarre. Like,
And I immediately, like, once the movie ended, I was like, I want to like walk
Get
past
away.
her so I don't have to help her. I don't know if she
This
might
is-
get lost in that hallway again.
back in the day, to show that someone was a good person, like there were one of three things: like you can help an old lady across the street or with her groceries,
Yeah.
and that was like a merit badge you could earn. You help
yeah.
the elderly with their car, or you help
And even
someone
like,
get
even if you had
A
a
to B.
moral compass, you would do these things.
You literally have shown us in a 3-hour span, whatever Blue Beetle was, that
You think Blue Beetle was 3 hours?
well, before the movie and after the movie. So I'm like, I don't know how long
fair
credits
enough.
are, stuff like that, and like all that stuff. But you immediately refused to help her. She ended up in your movie. You were running from her, so you didn't have to help. And then at the end, You did. You left as quick as you could, so you didn't have to help her. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like like how did she get to the movie theater if she was gonna get lost in a dimly lit hallway?
She probably drove like a tank.
She parked the tank, like just crashed it into the mall.
Crushed like 18 vehicles. It doesn't matter.
I like when she said that, I literally like I can't imagine like if there was like camera footage of my face after she said that. Like I was like disgusted. Like, did you just say how do you get out of here?
Everyone you talk about has like these conflicting directions too. A guy didn't know where he was. He'd never seen this movie, and then all of a sudden he had seen it a bunch of
He
times.
had seen it. This is the second time, and he loved Avatar.
She doesn't know where she was. She wants to get out of here, but she ends up in the movie to see this like movie.
Yeah. I mean, she purposely bought a ticket to Blue Beetle, and like, you know, I enjoyed it, so hopefully she enjoyed it. I don't know.
We should get her on the pod. We should get both of them on the pod.
Oh my god! Like a 4-way call. It's the only collaboration we're having. The 2 interactions I had at movie theaters.
The entire time would just be them. Hello, hello,
hello. How do you work this? Where am I? How do I get out of this box? Like they don't know if they're trapped in a box.
And us saying,
Interesting point.
Yeah, that's good.
I completely forgot that it took like minutes after until I saw her again. Like when I was sitting, I was like, she could have died in that hallway.
She's back.
Yeah.
Did you know that I applied for a post office position?
I didn't know that.
I even took the test.
Okay.
You have to go into the place off of City Line Avenue for the Philadelphia post office, at least.
Okay.
All right, you go there, you take the test. It's really easy. It's like, is this an address? Is it screwed up? Is it real? Like, can you read? I took the test. You have to get like, maybe it's out of 100, you have to get at least like an 80 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is pretty easy, and it's timed. So like I did the whole page. It's like 40 of them, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, is this done correctly? And some of them are like there's spaces in the middle of the word, or like the number is after the address, and it's like Dunmore Street 887, and it's like that's silly. It's supposed to be 887, whatever. Dunmore Street. Zip codes are wrong because they aren't 5 digits. You're like, that's off.
Yeah.
So like I did it, and I felt really suave and smart, and I was like ahead of schedule, and people were still working on this, and I was like, this is pretty dumb. I'm pretty good. And I
I'm
sat
the
there
smartest guy in here.
And then I waited to the end, and they were like, all right, 2 minutes left. And I was like, all right, cool. Like everyone's still writing. And I looked, and there was a next page button.
Oh, shit.
And there was 2 pages of that more that I didn't do. So I real quick just scanned through them, and I really fucked up. Like I
guess spoiler alert, you're not a postman now. So clearly.
Yeah, no, I did not. I got a bad score, and it was pretty easy.
Oh, that sucks. That sounds like it's from like a movie. Like, oh my God, like I'm done this test in 5 minutes.
I was like looking around, like, what are these clowns?
What are these idiots doing?
Anyway, turns out they were doing the test. So good on them.
Good on them. What are these clowns doing? Oh, they're actually.
Yeah. So I
didn't know that.
69.
I'm sorry if anyone's watching the video. You should have caught him what he just did.
No, I didn't.
Can't do that.
Someone I date actually knows you as Sex Noise, Dan.
Why? He's doing it again.
That sounds like
people listening. I know. I'm sorry you tuned in for a mailbag episode, but you're getting this.
That's funny. That was your nickname in high school, mailbag.
Such a good name. I almost became male. If this makes any sense. Okay.
Okay,
So at work,
okay.
At work, near our bathroom, they have like the way we send out packages, and like have the guy from the USPS like pick up mail bins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they stacked the mail bins close to the men's bathroom, like exit. So like I'm coming out the door and I make a left, and it's like a little hallway. But right at that like a little left, there was like stacks of like mail bins, like big brown like husky ones for the post office, and they were all stacked. And I was turning the corner really sharply, and I accidentally hit it with my elbow, and the mail bin on the very top fell on my head. And so I was actual postage. I was actually mail for maybe 10 seconds because it fell on my head, and I got it off. I tried to get it off as quickly as possible. No one saw. Yeah. I was so scared that some guy was going to walk to the bathroom and be like, why is that mail bin on the kid's head?
What is it, like a Solid Snake scenario? Like, could you see out the holes of the box?
No, like it maybe got like half of my head. Like I immediately like was like, it was there. Like it didn't fully, like, I'm still technically male according to the government.
I don't know. After the surgery. Yeah, it will be.
But I just never forgot that moment. Like it literally happened like 2 weeks ago. I was so scared. Like I wasn't going to be embarrassed if I had a mailbox on my head, but I was so embarrassed if someone walked by like, hey, what's happening here?
What's this doing here?
Nothing.
Noises.
Nothing. I'm not mail. I'm not postage. Don't send me. So yeah, I'm kind of like stolen mail, if anything.
You deal with a lot of mail too, don't you?
I did. Yeah, that used to be another part of my. That used to be my job. Like I changed jobs in the same company, but I used to have to deal with a lot of mail. So we technically ship things in and out from attorneys. So the mail bin was like huge because we had to send like packages from it. So this is a big mail bin. Like I could have actually fit in it if I sat in it.
You know what's funny? I sort of did stuff with the mail for like a hot while I was in accounting.
Okay.
I never talked to you about the machines. Did you have machines that would like fold papers and then stuff them in envelopes?
No.
How about machines that would put postage on all the envelopes and seal them and everything?
No.
Yeah, what would you work for? Broke.com? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you work for poor.
So first off, if I worked for broke.com, they wouldn't be able to afford the domain broke.com.
That's all they could afford. They weren't even paying their workers. They were just maintaining broke.com and crying.
No, we don't have that stuff in my place.
Oh, they sucked because they would always jam and break. And then
I'm glad we don't have it.
Tell jam stories with you. We could jam on it, for like an hour. We could talk about it.
Do you have any video game news? Do you have any video game like updates?
Yeah.
Have you been playing any video games?
No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah,
everyone's talking about Starfield. It's just poor No Man's Sky.
And you play No Man's Sky with a friend of the pod.
One of the biggest listeners.
Actually, one of the biggest listeners, and that is
allowed to listen to the podcast
technically. So one of the biggest listeners that can't listen.
Yeah, he doesn't listen at all. He just knows me.
Okay.
My
so
son.
So it's the son. So for some reason your son discovered No Man's Sky now.
I've always had it on the computer. I think I made him play it because I don't want him to play certain violent games. And I'm like, like space exploration game. Like anytime I get him to play a game, I'm playing the game. So really secretly, I just wanted to see what was new with No Man's Sky.
Yeah, of course.
So
is that the excuse you're going to tell the judge when you were like, well, didn't you play Doom Eternal in front of him?
I just wanted. He still talks about that.
You're so dead. Like you got to pray that a social worker doesn't show up.
It was 30 seconds. And he still is like, remember you played Doom and the guy ripped your leg off? And I'm like,
shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Or I'll rip your leg off. And I'll turn
and then that's when the social worker shows up.
Yeah, that's when he shows up and says, what did you say to him? And I'm like, nothing. And I have his leg. I don't know.
Like it's off.
Yeah, somehow. No, but we played No Man's Sky and it's a lot of fun.
I haven't played it in like 5 years.
It's literally a different game at this point.
All right.
Even cooler, you can just go world to world, and he has it on Xbox, and it's cross-platform.
And you have it on computer.
Yeah, so now we can play, which sounds like pretty cool, but he wants to play all the time, and I'm like...
He texted you right before this pod. He said, hey, can we play in 5 minutes?
10 minutes. He gave me 10 minutes, which is nice of him.
You can't ask an adult to do something within the span of 10 minutes.
No. Well, he'll figure that out. Now, if I do tell him, do explain it, he will I understand. And then I'll get a text tomorrow, be like, can you play in 15 minutes? And I'll be like,
it'll change. Yeah. I have my only gaming experience now is I have a bad review of the game.
Wow.
On the Xbox. So have you heard of this game, Redfall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's a vampire game.
Go ahead. You already put it. Didn't you review it somewhere? Did you physically review it?
I tweeted about it.
Where'd you put the review? Where did you put it?
I put it on Twitter.
Oh, I thought you put it on like IGN or Steam. Nowhere like there.
Wait, you thought I wrote for IGN or Steam?
No, I thought you wrote a review on one of those.
Oh, no.
Like in the comments or something.
No,
you didn't do that.
No.
Wait, do you do that ever?
I do not do that. No,
ever.
I can't recall a time that I reviewed a game in any website.
I am going to look up your username and
please
reviews. Do. And do you do it for movies?
I think I had an IMDb profile and I reviewed The Punisher, the 80s, the Dolph Lundgren Punisher one time in like the late 90s. So if you look up my name on IMDb, there might be a review from like Dan ...
If it didn't involve research, I would have so many.
Oh my God, that's your Achilles heel.
I know it's my.
But so this game about vampires, it's from the people who made Deathloop, from the people who made Dishonored. I love all those games.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be flawless. So I play it, and apparently it's got like 1-star reviews everywhere. Everyone says it's the worst game ever when it came out. I said it can't be that bad. Like you got to take a lot of energy to really hate a video game now. So I started. It's about vampires. Okay. I played it for 45 minutes. Didn't interact with one vampire. And so I turned it off. That was it. I mean, the story, the cutscenes in the beginning were like vampires.
That they're vampires, the regular people, and
they weren't
somehow reveal them.
I didn't stick around. That's not what I do.
Just saying. I don't know.
Okay, but I was just like 45 minutes. Nah, I'm good. Like, there's no. The guns were fine. Everything was normal. And I thought the only cool, alluring thing would have been vampires. And no.
Oh, well, that sounds terrible.
Another thing, technically, I mean, a review, but not a review. Well, you can review the story, I tell you. Did you ever know that my sister worked for a porn star?
No.
You never knew this?
Well, who's the porn star?
So here's the thing. I need people to help me figure this out because I don't remember the porn star. So in the mid 2000s, maybe, I think this porn star was like opening a store. She had a clothing line or like a perfume store somewhere in a mall. I guess she had different locations, and it was a mall in New Jersey or Philly. And one of her employees was one of my sister's friends, and my sister's friend got her a job working for the porn star. It was a small shop. And I remember she became like friends and buddies with them. And me and my sister were running errands, and she's like, "Oh, you want to come see the store?" And she told me, like, at the time, I remember her telling me who the porn star was. And I was like, "Let me look it up."
How old were you?
It was like 2005 or 6, so maybe 22.
So you were like 30.
Yeah. But I was like super excited. I was like, "Oh my God." And then I saw the porn star in person. I remember that moment. I just remember like, this is crazy. So at another time, I guess maybe for the opening of the store, there was like a little like event. And my sister was already there, like at the party. And I was working for an NBC street team, an NBC promotional team that got me a job. So, you just go to events and take pictures and like take pictures for the NBC website. And I went to this event and my sister was there. She's like, "Hey," she's like, "when you get off work, just come in, change your shirt, and I'll tell them you're with me." So I go to the car, I change my shirt, I go into the party. I think the guy that got me the job, F, was there too. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, our friend F.
You had way too many dots. Just F dot.
Just F dot. And I'm pretty sure somewhere on the internet, there's a picture of me, F, the porn star, and her husband, and her big, like, goofy looking husband somewhere.
Yo.
This is not a joke. Like, I remember because after I went in to like be a part of the party, like my sister was there, we were just drinking and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure there's a picture of me and this porn star and her husband somewhere on the internet.
Do you think your sister's friend, BR dot. You know what I'm talking about? Short?
No, it's not her.
No, I know. Do you think she ever did porn?
The BR.
Yeah.
I doubt it. She's like a mom now.
She was cute.
Oh, yo, you can't say that, dude.
I'm just saying, dude. Could she be out? Could she have made these videos? Maybe she was involved.
Maybe. Actually, even funnier. Also, the NBC job related and porn related. Completely different scenario.
Okay.
One of the things I had to work for this NBC thing was there was a gay porn event in a hotel.
This sounds like a coincidence.
Yeah. But they invited me to work it, and I'll never forget that it was like a premiere or event on a hotel, and the person I was working with, we were just wandering around, and I was in a circle at some point where it was 2 gay porn stars and like people writing for magazines, and I think one of the porn stars like publicist or like agent. And I don't remember the guy's actual name, so they just say like it's Johnny Rocks. And I remember when the publicist turned to me as if I was someone famous. He's like, "Oh, no. That's Johnny Rocks with a Z." Like he whispered to my ear, he's like, "with a Z." And I never forget that because I never remember the guy's actual name, but I just remember the end of the guy's comment where he said, "with a Z."
Well, I also was waiting for you to be like, them asking you what your name was.
Oh my God. They probably thought I was in the industry.
That's what I was saying.
If anything, I'm in porn and gay porn.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like the top tier, like talent. I kind of quit. I went on top.
And now you're male.
I'm like pretty famous in the porn industry right now.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So that was 15 years ago. So they probably wondering like, where'd this guy go?
Where'd he go? Oh my God. So you're looking for them and they're looking for you.
And finally we need to meet.
Same star.
Yeah. And when I was telling someone this story about my sister working for the porn star, I really don't remember. Like I would say it if I remembered her name. Can't recall her name whatsoever.
You can't dox it. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, porn stars dox themselves, right?
No, because it's a fake name. Like Johnny Rocks with a Z.
With a Z. Dude. Dan with a Z.
Dan with a Z. You should say that.
I mean, technically, an N is a sideways Z.
Oh, okay. So hold on. So you're Dan with a Z.
I'm Daz.
But pronounce it Dan.
Dan with a Z. But the Z is sideways. Like when you saw someone, the Z is silent. It's Dan. But
It's sideways. That is actually a really good move. I like that move.
All right. You got anything else?
No,
You want to update? No.
dude,
Okay.
I don't do
when we
mail. Are you going to talk about
what? We're gonna go on a break, and then we'll come back and then just go straight into the mailbag.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we can do it.
I'm actually nervous for the mailbag.
Are you?
Yeah, because you gave me the question. I didn't look at them yet.
All right, we got questions. I split the questions down. We got them from the Discord, Instagram, Twitter, and off social media. So we got tons of questions from people.
What if we finish in like 10 seconds?
We
like
won't.
You.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, what did you just say?
I don't know. What did I just say?
That's why they didn't let me back into the porn or gay porn industry. They know I finished in 10 seconds.
Whatever, dude.
They're like, Dan with the sideways Z. He can't be in this anymore.
Strictly business. I have things to do. I have places
he has things to
go.
do. I don't. So I'm clearly like, whatever. So we'll be right back after this break.
You got mail.
Welcome back. We could look at these. It really depends on how we're going to look at these because I'm distracted right now. There's a picture of my mom and my dad, but my mom has your mouth.
Yeah. I took that. I made that video 10 years ago.
I know you did, but it's above the screenshot you sent me because you just sent me this from 10 years ago. So thank you. It's just distracting. That's all.
I can literally say the line of dialogue I say in that video.
Let's see. Can you?
Yeah, it's, hey Nick, it's your mom. You're a mistake. I love your dad or something. I can't hear it. He has the phone up against the mic, but we can't hear it. But I put my mouth over her mouth.
I'm having such a good time.
I'm having such a good time. And then as your mom, I stick my tongue out.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's your move. I knew it.
That's literally my move. I've made so many videos 10 years ago where I was Santa Claus and I stuck my tongue out. But yeah, I guess that's my
new move. So
the Dan with a sideways Z. That's his move.
Ugh.
That's the movie Dan does it. Yeah.
All right. So I can start with a Joe Brumby post.
Okay.
Ready?
We're not doxing him because that's his name on Instagram. So.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Okay, that's fair. We're allowed to do that, right?
Yep.
What was the best console you ever owned? What is the worst?
You want to go first?
Yeah, that's fine. PlayStation 1 easily because that's just
best console.
1. Yeah, I mean that's just.
I want to say the best console I think I had that was, I guess at the time was the Sega Genesis. I feel like for me that was like that blew my fucking mind as a kid. Like I think every game that I had for that system was just like phenomenal, even though looking back it was probably shit.
Yeah,
like an easy answer would have been like a PlayStation 2 or a PlayStation 1. But I feel like.
So you said my answer was an easy answer?
Yeah, it's cookie cutter, dude.
I'll cookie cut you with a.
You can't.
Knife.
I'm Dan with a Z sideways.
All right. What's the worst then? Because that's part of the question.
So I'll never forget this. The worst is a console that one of my ex gave me for Christmas. It's one of those shitty consoles you see in like CVS.
Is that a console? Like
I mean, it's like all-in-one console that has like it had like 500 Atari games in it.
Yeah.
And I remember she got it for her for Christmas, and I'm like, oh, so you didn't really like think about the gift. You were just getting medicine or something or shampoo, and you bought me this.
Oh, like the CVS.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a.
And I played it once, and I just thought about it. I was like, damn, the plastic of the console's terrible. And like, I'm glad when I got my stuff from her when we broke up that she didn't give me that because I'm like, I don't want that. So whatever it's called, I think the company was called At Games, but that was it was a mini Atari console with like 500 games on it. It was the worst.
I don't think I had a worst. Did I have any mobile ones?
Like a Tiger Electronic or something?
Yeah, sure. One of those is going to be my worst. And it's a 2-part question. Who has the bigger penis?
He actually asked this.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the porn industry. I was in the porn industry.
That's true. That doesn't preclude it. You could have been Micro Dan with it sideways Z.
I love that. That's my official porn name, Micro Dan.
It could be. I'm not saying it is.
Yeah. Hey,
maybe we should do a charity event.
Maybe the next episode we'll reveal it.
Charity event. We'll
stream for charity. We'll get all of our favorite gamers. Retro Joe. What were the fake gamer names I gave you?
I forget, but well, listen, you stream all the time. Now you can do it for charity.
Yeah, I stream on people.
Yeah. Dan Sideways Z, Micro
Dan Sideways Z. He used to get paid to stream.
They call him what was your other famous movie? Water Games?
Water Games, yep.
Yeah.
Based off of no existing IP. It's just an original IP. Water Games. All right. So I have a question from also Instagram. Mikey from the Retrograde podcast, friend of the pod. What's the best part about gaming to you? playing what you love for the sake of doing something you enjoy, or developing opinions which you know will get people on the internet mad at you?
Oh, that was interesting.
What's the best part about gaming to you? I don't know. I have Xbox Game Pass, so I guess variety, even though I dislike most of the genres of video games.
You hate new games.
I hate new games, but also like I like trying all kinds of games. Like I'll play a racing game. I hate the racing genre.
You're a racist.
And like
Well,
I
you hate
never
those kind of games.
I hate games that involve race. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you want me to say?
That's what I said.
But like or like real-time strategy games. Like I like the ability to try games, even though I know I'm gonna dislike them.
That's fair.
What was the second question? You can't ask a big question like this, Mikey. I don't know what the fuck. What is
He
this?
can barely
Is this the
read.
retrograde podcast?
He can barely read, and you're making.
I
him
heard
read
he
two
can read.
sentences.
Me, I can't read.
You, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The porn stuff.
Yeah, I think it's. I guess the second part of the question is doing it because I want to enjoy it. Yeah, it's like I want to find like a diamond in the rough.
Okay, that's fair. I actually only like gaming because of the reviews that I know I'm going to bring to light to our fans and stuff like that.
On the pod.
Yeah.
So like you only game so you can like come on the pod and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I just played blah blah blah. Like
Yep.
can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah.
You probably can't wait to talk about Starfield. You sick fuck.
That's me.
All right, next question.
The Main Quest podcast. Are Bison Bucks from the Street Fighter movie the first form of cryptocurrency? Oh.
Technically, yes.
What year did?
That was 94.
Couldn't there? I feel like there's another movie, sci-fi movie that had like old timey
fake money?
Yeah, like fake money. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's the first. I will say
We're not going to
it's
say
one
yes.
of-
We're not going to say no. We're not going to give you an answer. Main Quest.
Wow, Main Quest.
I think the guy who does Main Quest, his name is Keith. Hey, Keith. Sorry, we're not going to.
We're not gonna.
We're
Nope.
not going to.
not
All
gonna do
right.
it.
So we're moving on to Twitter. Twitter questions.
Okay.
So I have at that Kaufman. He wrote, "What was the best Xbox Summer of Arcade title?" I don't know what that is. Are we fake gamers? So listen, if that's something sexual, you might have to pay for our Patreon to get that.
I do. Well, I use
Yeah, I really don't know.
I use Dan's login, but
But you have to put the sideways Z though.
yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, I really don't know what that is. So you want to look it up, Nick?
I was going to, but then I realized it might ruin the episode. What's it called?
Xbox Summer of Arcade. I think this guy just made it up. Also, why are you asking us a serious question, dude? You can't do that. Like,
Summer
be
of
like the first
Arcade
guy.
15th anniversary.
Was that like Xbox Live?
Kind of, I think.
Listen, we don't like video games. So I don't know why you're asking us questions about video games.
15th anniversary for certain games. Oh, it's a bunch of like Centipede, Breakout, Caverns of Mars.
Oh, okay.
Gravitar. It's like a bunch of Atari type games. And Limbo from Playdead Studios? How did they get here?
Okay, there you go. Limbo. Also just say Limbo. Even though I actually hate
Playdead
it.
Studios. That's my favorite thing to say.
I know
Even
it
though
is.
I used to say it in every episode. Now I stopped. Now it's
So there, that's my answer. Nick is super excited because one of his favorite games is in there.
Mega Man. Oh, dude. Oh, Crash Bandicoot. He may come up later in a question. Oh.
Okay.
Did you see the timer
So
thing pop up? Are you mad?
no,
It did.
I know I see it.
Okay.
So your turn to
Oh.
your question. Yeah.
Night of Living podcast writes in, which game series would you rather have set in Philly? Infamous, Assassin's Creed, or
Infamous.
Prototype?
Why'd you say infamous?
I don't know.
That got me so mad.
I didn't do it on purpose, actually. So
right.
it's on me. I'm just an idiot sometimes, occasionally, once in a while.
Okay.
And Prototype. Actually, I don't know what Prototype is.
I would say Assassin's Creed because I remember
I know
saying
you
this before.
did a whole episode.
Maybe that's
based
why this guy
on-
wrote it. Because if we had an Assassin's Creed set in Philly, you can climb City Hall. You can climb the Comcast building. You can jump in bags of trash. You can have cheesesteaks come out of your sleeve.
Yeah, but you can do all that stuff in Prototype. I just realized.
In Prototype, you can't have cheesesteaks coming out of your sleeve. What game are you playing?
You could. Where? Oh, you could have it coming out of your sleeve in Assassin's Creed if you just change the blade to a cheesesteak.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I know.
Instead of
understand.
killing people, you're just a guy in a robe eating cheesesteaks.
You couldn't make a cheesesteak weapon in Prototype though, and
I
knock
don't
down
think. Have
buildings
you
with
ever
it?
had a cheese? Are you even from Philly?
Yo, whiz wit. Oh,
Yo, forget about yo.
Forget
Can we just
about,
turn this into a
yo.
Philly episode?
I'm walking here. That's what we do.
Yo, yeah.
Yo, you big Phillies fan? You really like the run around recently?
Yeah. I love sport.
Yeah.
All right,
Your
next
favorite
question.
team? Go ahead.
From at Geocast Zach.
Oh,
What
okay.
is the superior David Bowie video game experience? Omicron the Nomad Soul or Bowie World by worlds.com?
I
And the
don't
next
know
part
how
of the
to
question
play
is,
Bowie
he said,
World.
please don't dox me or I will have to dox you. He wrote that. I don't know what Bowie World is.
Neither do I, dude. That's kind of wild.
We made an
It's
episode about Omicron. the Nomad Soul.
Played Omicron many a time. So this was created in 1999, and it's just a 3D walk around where you can go and probably listen to his songs and like walk through space and everything.
Okay.
Like walk through a space. On the walls, it looks like there's his like albums and like interactive things that you can click on.
What year
Like,
was
it's
this?
funny. 99, it looks like.
So almost the
Oh.
same year as Omicron?
Yeah, I guess they were released within. There's an AI trying to talk to me. Go away.
Yo, get out of there, man. You're turning into AI.
Yo, it probably wants me in Bowie world. It's
I
probably
think
gonna suck
I
me
think
in.
David Bowie is AI in one of those games in Omicron.
Yeah, he is kind of. That's
So if you
correct.
ever want to go back and hear a bad podcast episode, we did an episode about Omicron, the Nomad Soul, David Bowie's sci-fi cyberpunk game. Right?
Yeah, correct. Sorry, I was just reading about Bowie World. In 1999, Bowie World was the first 3D virtual world now known as the Metaverse.
What? Holy shit.
It's on part of Bowie Net.
Good question, Geocast Zach. Like we had no clue.
I'm still Omicron the Nomad Soul because it has features of shoot 'em up, features of
Third
side scroll
person,
fighting,
driving,
and third person, and driving, and first person shooter.
I want to say Omicron too.
Yeah, sorry, we win.
And and also ... There was going to make an Omicron 2, but it got canceled.
We could uncancel it.
Do you want to kickstart Omicron 2?
Yeah, you can do it like famous porn star, Micro Water
Micro
Sports,
Dan with the sideways
Z. Yeah, that's him.
Famous porn star resurrects not famous video game from the 90s.
All right. From the Discord, we'll call him Justin T. ...
Okay.
Your co-host is out sick. You get to choose one video game character to replace him for the show. Who do you choose, and what's the topic? You can go first on that one.
Ah, shit. I don't really know.
That's
I mean, we
I
should
got
have
mine.
probably like that would ruin the point, but I glanced at these questions when I wrote them down that people asked, but I didn't really think about the answers.
Yeah, that's fine because you want to go raw and really, really answer it.
Well, what's your favorite video game of all time?
No, I'm gonna.
Wait, your favorite video game of all time is Inside, and that's a little boy, and you can't be on a podcast with a little boy.
I can.
Podcast feel you, man. I haven't mentioned that in like
he can't
months.
listen to it. Oh, or talk to me. Oh, he doesn't talk. That's now I know who podcast partner. Perfect. Him. You know what we would do? We would
Nothing.
sit there.
You would not have a podcast.
I would turn left while he turns left and then straight because like there's that part where you have to synchronize with everyone, and that's what we would do for like an hour. People would just watch us and be like, "What are they doing?"
I would
Turn
I'll pick Booger Man.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you know who he is, right?
Yeah, but what you want to do the podcast with Booger Man instead of me?
I mean, I just won't record it or put it out.
So what are you doing with Booger Man?
I just want to watch him pick his nose. I don't know. See how gross he can get.
Okay.
See if actually it's more of an audition to see if he can get in the porn industry. Shove his fist in his mouth and stuff like that.
That's okay.
Is that a good enough answer for you?
I'm not gonna stop you from answering like that. I'm just gonna say okay. That's fine.
All right. Final Neil from our Discord wrote, who would win in a knife fight between Mario and Crash Bandicoot?
Easy. Good. Remember, it's a knife fight. I saw this question.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
Oh my god, that's what I was gonna say because I think Mario doesn't have killer instinct.
Mario doesn't fight; he just
Crash
jumps.
Bandicoot has serious mental issues. I almost picked him for my co-host.
Okay.
I was thinking about it because I was.
That's not a bad idea.
You put a knife in that thing's hand and it spins around at 400 revolutions per second.
Yeah,
someone's getting fucked.
If
up.
anything, he might eat the knife.
Up. He might and still win.
Yeah, yeah.
He's scared.
Like Mario will be like, "Oh, I want to be your friend." Like
It's
Mario's
me.
always trying to make friends. That's why they canceled the guy who voices them because they're just like, we can't.
Yeah, that's why they canceled him because he's trying to make friends.
Yeah, Mario's trying to make friends. So like Crash is like, if you even remotely look like a wooden box, you're dead to me.
What species is he?
He's a bandicoot.
What is that?
That's like an Australian
it is an
thing.
Australian thing.
It's Australian like
He
wolf.
spins away apples. That's all I know.
Yeah. I was actually
Dr. Neocortex show up. I don't know.
Sucks because I was wearing a Crash Bandicoot on the previous episode shirt on the episode we just did.
I just see a black circle right where your chest is.
You don't see this? Mario? Actually, I'm wearing a Mario shirt now. So it kind of
says OT and you picked against Mario.
Please stop. Just
does it say Mario Kart? Does it say Kart?
Dan with a Z. Sideways.
No, your shirt. Does it say Kart?
No,
it
no, yeah, it's Mario Kart shirt.
I knew it. See, I can tell these shirts, folks. My shirt. Look, what instruments can I play?
Neither, because I've never heard you play either.
You're off the podcast. Let's see.
Okay, next question. Yep.
This one says Sketter Coming Kang. Sketter Coming King.
Kang. Yep.
Spider Come King. All right, Spider Come King. I know he's in from the Discord, I guess. When will you guys focus on a game for a full episode? And it sounded angry in tone.
You said, when will you guys focus on a game for a full episode?
Yeah. I said this one. Boom.
I mean,
Done.
literally this one. Like, what do you want us to talk about? We just talked
focused.
about Bruce Willis, and before that, we talked about The Matrix. Like, we don't.
That's
Sometimes I want to talk about my sister knowing porn stars. Sometimes I want to talk about
Sometimes you wanna
being
talk about
being
movie
part of the
theaters.
U.S. Postal Service.
Sometimes you want to talk about old people in movie theaters. Like half of our
Sometimes you want to get
episodes,
mad at me for not helping these old people.
you didn't help them, and now you don't have a merit badge. So that's
But
fine.
you have no right to get mad at me for that. That was my choice. Are you saying like hashtag like I don't have a choice?
hashtag choice unmade.
I unmade her choice.
Yeah. So now
I gave her
you're
no
not-
choice but to be dead, to die in that hallway.
So you don't respect women's ability to choose. Just say it.
I don't no. I'll phrase it like this. I don't respect their ability to choose hallways that they shouldn't go in when they're dimly lit and they are over the age of 80.
I got to do some more research on this one.
Okay.
R dot dot dot.
So these are the last two
Oh.
are not off social media. They're off of people that we know.
I just figured out this one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I'm not going to dox this person because I respect them greatly, even though they're don't meet the threshold for riding a lot of rides, roller coasters and things like that.
Okay.
R dot dot
Okay.
dot dot says, what do you think is the biggest problem with the gaming industry today?
Okay.
Honestly, not enough controversy and not enough. They don't portray women's bodies accurately. They have bigger boobs, and I want to see more of that in video games today.
And they did that in the 90s, in the early 2000s.
Yeah, triangle. Where are all the triangle boobs? That's one of the biggest problems.
Yeah.
with the gaming industry today.
What's the second part of it?
And how much time do you spend playing video games every week?
So my real answer for the biggest problem in the gaming industry is I think people care too much about reviews. Like if Starfield, like Starfield is a new space game, and I saw it getting like 7s out of 10s, and people are like complaining like against the website that wrote that, and like they were freaking the fuck,
IGN?
something like that. But the people
fair.
on Twitter were freaking out, and I'm like, it's a number. Just fucking go play the game. If you want to play the game, play it. Like who the fuck cares if some guy in his mom's basement wrote a review saying it's a 7?
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
Too many people explode about like numbered reviews. How much time do you spend playing video games? Fuck. I don't even want this.
Do you spend?
A lot.
It's really funny because me too.
Because sometimes I'll do it. I'll play like a good amount when I get home from work, and then I'll also play a good amount like right before I pass out for bed.
Yeah, like nighttime thing.
Yeah, and I'll just like lay on my couch, and that's what I was talking about earlier. I'll go on Xbox Game Pass and just play like a racing game and be like, oh, this sucks, and then just stop playing it.
Okay, that's fair. Do you do that instead of TV?
Half the time,
Okay.
I think. Yeah,
That's fair. Actually,
but I can't even think of a number because it's so. I just play a lot of video games all week.
No, that's fair. I mean, that's whatever. And then the weekend and stuff like
I'm surprised you play a lot. I thought you played way less.
that. I didn't tell you my number. It's probably like half an hour a week. Is that a lot?
Yeah, sure.
If
that's a lot,
I don't get to play
then-
video games.
It's basically like that Billy Madison thing. If pissing your pants is cool, call me
I think
Miles
consider
Davis.
me Miles Davis. Yeah, no, I don't get to play video games anymore.
Yeah.
Like, because if I do, my son's playing it, and now he's at an age where instead of me playing Doom and being like, "Yo, just stay back, don't tell your mom,"
Yeah.
now it's, "Can I play?" And I'm like, "Jesus, fine. Here's a controller.
Yeah, you throw it at
Don't
his
tell your
head.
mom.
Don't tell your mom.
Don't tell your mom again." But now he's the one playing. So
Yeah. So it's a catch-22.
it is.
So the next question, I'm not going to dox him. It's J ... And I think there's actually less letters in his name, so I added a dot. What's your favorite midnight snack, and
Wait,
why
the
is
one
it?
who you always say his last name when you explain him to me?
I think so. Yeah,
That's really funny. So J ...
he's
If
a
you're
relative of
listening-
mine. Oh no, yeah, that's not the person.
Oh,
that
okay,
I'm just
okay,
talking.
then
This is a
never mind,
relative
okay.
of mine.
Oh, then I know who this is.
Okay. So what's your favorite midnight snack, and why is it Nick? And then the
Oh.
next question is Nick a real person, or is it what you named your dick?
Okay. You can answer this first.
What's your favorite midnight snack, and why is it? Listen, if he meant like Nick, like a Snickers
At night?
bar, yeah,
Yeah, that's the everyone
word
calls
Nick
a
is in
Snickers
Snickers.
bar Nick.
yeah.
Hey, it's a Snickers bar, a Nick. No one says that.
And then is Nick a real person or is it what you named your dick? Maybe both. Because once this podcast ends, I'm gonna have to, call
Talk to
something. Nick.
Yeah, and talk to it.
Yeah, I'll be like Nintendo, and I'll look down, and then I'll get hard.
And then you'll say Nintendo ? Exclamation
Nintendo,
point.
and then it'll go in me like a turtle head. So yeah, I guess only I can answer that question.
No, I can answer too.
Okay.
My favorite midnight snack is indeed me.
I thought the girl you dated, you were her favorite, or she was your favorite midnight snack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but oh yeah, okay, that's fine. I thought I had to be with my name Nick, but you had to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's my girlfriend. There you go. You happy?
No, I want her on the podcast. I want her as the third box, and I want to ask her questions about who you are when you're not talking to me.
Really inappropriate for you to call her a box, but that's fine.
That's what every female is to me.
Wow.
No. I meant ...
Oh my god.
No,
That's
you didn't
wild.
let me finish.
Yeah, keep going.
Like like a love box.
A box of love?
Yeah, like
Oh, wow.
I'm all for women's rights.
Just mark the tape. If you ask me, do you have any cool clips we should share of the video? Me, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Now I'm gonna be like, which one?
Yeah, the one where he was the huge sexist.
Yeah, the one where you're a big old sexist piece of shit.
No, I can say that stuff because I had a box on my head.
So you're part box?
I'm part box, so I can say like.
So it's not boxist if you say.
No, so I'm part box, so I can say all women are boxes, so they're all the same as me. It's like saying everyone's human.
Okay.
Did I get out of that?
No, but we'll allow it. Everyone,
please don't call.
You're part box. That's fair.
Box. So that's all the questions we got. Thanks to everybody. If we got your name right, if we got your name wrong, if we liked your question,
because we ruined one from our ...
Okay.
A friend of the podcast, real big friend, who, by the way, I mentioned this earlier. I'm going to reuse the joke. I feel bad because this person can't always ride the roller coaster because you have to be this tall to ride it, and 3'3".
3'3".
3'3". Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Their height. Anyway, they had multiple questions to ask you. So why don't you pull up your phone and find one of the other ones, or is it too hard to find?
No,
I'm not going to repeat the question. I know the one.
Okay, let's see. So let's see.
Because we didn't record the answer in the other one. This person's going to think you ignored them. Yeah, and then they're going to be mad at you, and it's going to ruin my podcast because they run your life.
Sorry,
it makes me so mad. Here, I'm going to rant. This way you can look, dude. This person started dating my co-host and thinks it's okay to ruin the podcast by turning him against me.
Yeah. No, I already did that when I was younger. I already turned against.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I turned against you. All right, so I have the question. She asked a bunch of them.
Yes.
She said, "What was your very first video game console?"
Real quick, why didn't you include all our questions? I love her input.
Well, I wanted one question from everyone. It was a lot.
That's okay. Weird.
Listen, what was your first video game console? I think it was in television. I think because there's a picture.
You had in television?
It was whatever system from the mid '80s, early '80s, because there's a picture of me in my underwear holding like the nozzle thing.
It's funny. You can recreate that as Dan Sideways Z, Micro Dan.
That's going to be my next porn movie.
It is.
Inside me vision. Is that good?
No, that's fine.
So what was your first video game console?
Nintendo. I remember we got it for Christmas when I was like 5. So there you go. Pretty standard.
She already asked how much time do you spend playing video games. Are you willing to pay full price for a game, or do you only buy them when they were on sale?
This is an interesting one for you.
I have the subscription, so I have Switch Online, Xbox Game Pass, and PS Plus. So 90% of the time I don't buy games, and when I do, I get annoyed when I do pay full price. So I would prefer them doing some kind of discount.
Discount. It's your nickname. Discount. Dan Sideways Z Micro. Yeah, that's him.
The next question. You didn't answer the question.
I'll pay full price for a game occasionally if it's like a really big game or I really like it or something.
All right. The next question was, how does it feel to have a professional gamer for a girlfriend who is better at you and drags you through games?
Did you tell her about Grand Theft Auto 5?
What we used to do?
No.
Oh, how she couldn't log into Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah, how she couldn't get it started.
And how we couldn't be on the same server. And that.
Yeah, did you tell her?
And also, I'm gonna dox her gaming ability. We were playing Diablo, one of the Diablos, and she didn't know the color coding of weapons You know how like
rare and all that? Yeah, she had no idea.
She had no clue.
Wow.
I was like, I've never played this game once in my entire life. I already know it. And yeah, I was like, I'm a man. And I said, I'm going to call Nick and tell him immediately.
You were digging a pretty big hole with that one.
No, that was a funny moment though, because she was like, she's obsessed with Diablo and like loves it, which is like awesome. I'd never played them before. And I was like, oh, you could sell those. They're like really low tier weapons. And she's like, what does that mean? I was like, it's color. I was like, the gray ones are nothing.
Yeah.
And she had no clue. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's really funny. That to me, it's something I've known since like the 90s. Like a golden weapon is like the fanciest weapon they got.
Maybe it's time to shop around, dude.
Oh my God. And she also asked, was the biggest problem with the gaming industry today? We got that.
Yeah, we got that one. Yeah,
all right. So that's enough, it for the question.
Stop asking questions just from her.
That's you told me to.
I didn't. I told you to do a lot of things. You don't always do them. In fact, you usually don't. So
we're gonna go on a break. We'll probably just come back for 5 more minutes and just talk about post workers from video games. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we'll be right back.
You got mail.
All right, we're back.
Woo.
That's what we say all the time. That's what I said in my porn. When I saw the porn stars. So this whole mailbag episode, I thought it was going to take up the entire episode, but I just realized that we could talk about mailmen in video games, but I looked them up and there's like 4. Norman Reedus was a mailman technically in that game he was in.
What game?
Death Stranding.
Oh, okay. That's why you carry around all the stuff and just move it from place to place.
There's like a duck from Animal Crossing that's a mailman.
I respect that. Paperboy,
technically a mailman, even though he trashes windows and fucks people's houses up.
He does.
Do you remember at the end of that first game, he like drove through a cemetery?
Shut up.
That's the end of that first level. He like rides through a cemetery. Like, what the? Are you out of your fucking mind, kid?
That is kind of weird. That's creepy.
Yeah, like I don't know if he was heading home or if he was like going to kill himself.
Is he a ghoul?
Paperboy, he's a ghoul. Now it makes sense.
You know what we say on this podcast? Gaba
ghoul. Listen, we're Italian. We're Philadelphian. We're Italian. So in each episode we're going to say forget about it
and gabagool
and if you want to mute us, if you want to like censor us because we talk funny and talk different from you, you can't do that.
Our culture?
Yeah, you want to cancel our culture? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
And I think that's about it. There was like 2 other mail people. Oh, the game Postal.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that game.
I forget.
I can picture like the
reference of that game is when mailman went postal, as in like they killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, why was that a thing?
I forget. But there's a video game series called Postal, and I think you play a post office worker.
Yeah, you probably do and kill people.
Yeah, and it's like a wild ass game from the 90s. It's like really offensive and racist and misogynistic, and I think it's really popular. I think it was actually.
Really? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. I've never played it.
Your dad forced me to play it. He's like, I want you to believe the things I believe.
And your dad created it.
So my dad created Postal. Your dad forced me to play it.
Yeah.
And you had no clue.
I've never even seen the game. Isn't that crazy? Our dads were involved so deeply.
Yeah, so deeply. And that's when I knew I wanted to get in the porn industry.
And that's when I knew I wanted to get into the postal industry.
Oh my God. Full circle.
Full circle. You were standing in a circle, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh my God. It was a terrible circle. You looking up mailman or are you looking up postal?
No, I was not at all.
Okay, fair enough. That's pretty much it. Hey, I think at this point, this might actually be episode 100. I could be wrong.
I don't think it is.
I don't think
feel like it.
So this is episode 57. And I think the episode we just did before this is 43.
I would add up, but there's no way there's 43 freaking minis.
I think there are actually. So on the off chance that this might actually be episode 100, celebrate. Thanks for sticking around for 100 episodes.
We'll do a mailbag episode.
This was actually unrelated to it being an episode 100. So this is kind of a celebration of people listening.
Is it?
I don't know, man.
But thanks for respect that.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking around for 100 episodes. Maybe we'll do one more and then just call it quits.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good timing.
Nick's got to go watch another dog for some reason.
I have to watch my ex's dog, yes.
I can't believe you just admitted it.
I didn't admit anything.
Dude, you got to get a bitch from a bitch. You know what I'm saying, dog?
I knew you were going to make that joke.
Okay, on that note, thanks for sticking around, folks. We'll see you later. Game over. What's in your mail? Send us your mail.
Show us your mail.
Show us your mail. I am a mail. All right.
Game over, folks.
See you later. Game over.
You've got mail.
You It looks like your letters are already pouring in.
You think I'm going to email him?
Oh, it can be about anything.
I'm not going to write him. Is that what you're worried about?
I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
So what's his handle?
You number one.
Do you think we should meet?
You got mail.